This is it. This is the one. This is the one. Hey, how's it going? If this is the first time that we're meeting, then welcome. My name is Mo. I'm a writer and a designer and a filmmaker, and I'm so happy that you're here. If you already know me and you're already familiar with my work, then welcome back. I am so grateful that you're opening up your mind and your space to me again. That is really amazing. Either way, thank God you're here because I have so much to talk to you about. I just finished my first year of art school and it was amazing. It still blows my mind that there are entire institutions dedicated to teaching and discussing and learning how to make art. And as part of the core studies, I had to take a 3D design course and it totally changed my life. I remember on the first day of class, my professor held up a piece of paper and I will never forget what she said. This piece of paper is completely bare. It has no markings and no evidence of human interaction. But if I fold it in half and I make a really tight crease, then all of a sudden this paper has a scar and I can lay it flat on the table again. I can press it in between the pages of a book for 100 years, but it will always have this scar. It will always know that I interacted with it and it interacted with me. And my professor explained to us that the places we inhabit and the objects that we own all behave this way. Everything remembers us. So in the following weeks, I begin to process and absorb that idea, and very quickly, moments that I would normally disregard began to feel almost magical. Because all of a sudden, I wasn't just using the objects around me, I was conversing with them. And when we're having a conversation, a real conversation, we become active participants in it. So by that logic, if I want to be an active participant in my life, I have to surround myself with things that I want to converse with. Objects that see my potential even when I can't. To explain what I mean by that, I want to use this pencil as an example. This is a 0.7mm Pentel P217 lead pencil, and I have no idea what that means, but my grandfather used to keep stacks of these on his desk, and I remember when I was 7 years old, he let me take a few back to Chicago so that I could use them to do my second grade math homework. But now I'm 19 years old, and I still keep a couple of these pencils with me, but I only take them out when I have creative block. When I've spent a little bit too much time staring at an empty page and I'm starting to doubt my abilities. Because do you know what this pencil remembers when I don't? It remembers that I have greatness in my blood. This pencil looks up at me from my hands and says, "Do you remember where you come from?" My grandfather was a physicist. He used a tool as simple and pedestrian as this one to make sense out of our universe. This pencil reaches into my chest and pulls out a version of myself that I lose track of all the time. It reminds me that I'm a man of innovation and ingenuity and determination, and when I can't see that man, this is how I pull him into focus. I recently saw a speech by writer and activist Glennon Doyle Melton about the importance of pain in becoming the people we want to be. She talked about how in our society we only value what she called happy, shiny feelings, but change will come when we start to realize how important sadness and pain are too. She said that grief is holy, just like joy is. Isn't that so beautiful? But with all due respect to Glennon, I want to take it one step further and say that not only is grief holy and not only is joy holy, but everything you feel is holy just by virtue of you feeling it. And I'll take it even one step further and say that if everything you feel is holy, then everything you say and do has the potential to embody that divinity as well. So here's my proposal. Why don't we all right now together decide that we are tired of watching? Let's decide that we don't just want to move through our surroundings, but interact with them. Let's become active participants in our lives again, the way we were meant to be. Listen, yeah, it's just a pencil and it's just a piece of paper. And if you're okay with that, then God bless you. But if you're like me, then I don't think you are. And if you've made it this far into this video, then I don't think you are. I believe that we have the power to elevate our surroundings, to fill our lives exclusively with things that will encourage us to be the best version of ourselves. It's extremely simple, and that's the point. The world has been shaped by people who were able to look deep into the mundane and pull beauty out of it. People who knew that our lives are sacred, but not precious. Divine, but extremely human, as if those things were ever mutually exclusive. I believe we can enable our surroundings to become our architects, our sculptors, our professors. I believe that our life's purpose lies at the intersection of mindfulness and good design. And I'm inviting you to believe it with me.